So let me try to introduce a problem that most probably you don't know yet exists for you. And directly, I'm speaking to small business owners and people who are wanting to or have yet successfully launched a business and have not realized the massive wave of AI, and we'll explain further, that is coming on their way. And I don't mean necessarily AI slop, because a lot of people are seeing and getting frustrated with AI slop. I'm speaking about corporate AI, okay? And we'll break it down more here. So, okay, let me try to break this down because I don't typically speak to the camera, but it's now time that I do speak to the camera, not only to promote artelac.ai, but also to help people that have not yet discovered the usefulness of AI and agents and teach you a little bit about what's currently happening. Okay, so let's break it down. So, how was the old world? Okay, okay, that is dead. Okay, let's say let's mark it down. 2025. This is old. So so what I'm saying is that if you're still if you have not changed your mind drastically on AI from 2025 forward, you're still in the old world, okay? And you are blind right now. And you are blind to a lot of things. But the one thing that I'm going to pick on today is actually the most important piece to small business owners and anyone who wants to do anything in terms of like solopreneurship or business or scientific discovery, anything at a high level now without being drowned out, okay? Because if you're not using this, someone else is using it for the purpose that you should have been using it, and they will get all the bread from it, okay? So this is kind of important. So let's start fresh, okay? After now we know these ideas, okay? And stay with me honestly because it's important to know this stuff. So you all heard with ChatGPT, right? You all heard about ChatGPT. Have you used it yet? Maybe a little bit. You talk to it about your health and it answers you perfectly. You speak to it about your day to day or some decision you want to make that you're stuck on, and it answers it perfectly. What you've missed out on if you're not actively using these LLMs, chatbots, whatever you want to call them, agents, whatever you want to call them, is that they go much deeper than you could have ever thought possible, okay? So this is how the current world is working right now. So you have ChatGPT, you have Gemini, okay? And you have Claude, okay? Okay. And all of these, and there is Grok, etc. And all of these, okay, have the ability, so ability to run a vision. Okay, so these are just like large pools of data of data, okay, large pools of data. And within this data, there is a model, it's called large language model, and it pretty much intakes what the user provides in terms of the text, run it back into all its knowledge, okay, get the best possible answer for that, and sends it back to the user, okay? And it continuously is fed these new creative ideas. It is analyzing and predicting, okay, and then sending the message over to you. So all of these can do that, okay, and there are a bit more as well. Now if you say, okay, but there's all of these, now how do I actually make something with them, okay? How do I actually utilize them to their full potential right now, okay? And you start with yourself, and you really think of your vision. So if you're a founder and you're building a tool, you're building a service, you're building something creative that you're gonna share with the world, and the market is gonna reward you for that. But in order for you to do that, and what drives you forward in your business, is fully visualizing your vision to the highest degree, meaning that you visualize it so much that it's tangible in your hands. Okay? So after that, after you analyze deeply the vision, you start to speak. Okay, speak your vision to, let's say, ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever you want to add. Okay, so what I mean by something like this is literal. Okay, so if you can see on my desktop here, I have this, and this is called Whisper Flow. And what it does pretty much is I can hold a hotkey, and then I can speak directly to any interface I want. So in here I would say, hello, can you please demonstrate how I use this tool to communicate to the machine? And as you can see, okay, it wrote perfectly what I said, okay? So what that allows you to do is to literally speak to your agent, okay? To your first layer of an agent. So number one layer. Okay. Issa. Now, does this make sense so far? If it doesn't, ask in the comments, I guess. So I'm trying my hardest here. This is the first time I'm actually releasing a video on YouTube explaining something like this. So I'm curious for you guys to actually, um, you know, provide any questions or any insights that you want to share. Okay. But really here I'm trying to help the people who have no idea what's going on. They're just sitting here seeing like Gemini release this, ChatGPT release this, Claude releases this, and you're like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what these tools are. I haven't really used them fully, and I have. Okay, that's where I'm different in my terminology when it comes to 2016 compared to our previous economy. So yes, exactly. And after you analyze the vision, you speak it directly to the agent, which is layer one. Okay. Now, what is layer two? Okay. So we all know the ability of ChatGPT. Okay. You have the text box here, and you write blah blah blah, and it responds here, blah blah blah. It's able to do some things. Um, it's able to create images for you, whatever. It's able to do documentation within itself. Now you're able to save like Google Drive files, you're able to save the source, but we can get into that later. And yeah, you're able to do a lot, but what you're not able to do is run codecs. Okay, and what is codecs? Okay, so Now we're getting into layer 2, okay? So this is layer 2, okay? Okay, this is layer 2. And layer 2 is pretty much, let's call them professional coders. So all of a sudden, now, instead of just ChatGPT, you have professional coders at your disposal, okay? And this is what Codex is. Or if you heard of Cursor, okay? Or Facebook just bought 1 minute, I think. Okay, etc. There are a couple more, but um, these are your working agents, okay? Work agent, okay? So what you're able to do here is now get ChatGPT, okay? And this is the cool part. You get ChatGPT to create based on your vision, okay? So based on your vision, okay? So you AI, okay? Together, you're able to create next steps, okay? Hang in there. You're able to create next steps for the agent, the work agent. So similar to how like you would create next steps with your coworkers, okay? Okay. You can now create that with your AI agent. Okay. Also, at a fraction of the cost, okay, fraction of cost, okay, and super speed, okay. So maybe I will create a tutorial on how to set everything up, and it's really not that complicated, but at the end of the day, this is the transition, okay, this is the transition. So from the old way, okay, let's say the human slow way, okay, slow, you know, there's a lot, I'm not even gonna get into, but there's a lot of entropy, okay, there's a lot of entropy with the human way of work, okay, but these agents, okay, these agents work at supercomputer speed, okay, okay, and they're at a fraction of the cost of this and a fraction of the cost of the time. Okay, so I know that was a lot, okay, and it could have gotten slightly complicated, but at the end of the day, that's what's happening right now. And if you're not understanding or if you're not in tune with what's happening, two things are gonna happen. If you're a business owner, especially a small one, you're gonna get eaten up really quickly. If not by the corporates, okay, by someone like me who understands this stuff and is going to build their vision that's going to destroy yours, okay? So you have two options really. You learn to use the AI or you step out of the race. It's gotten that simple now, honestly. Um, Even if you work with others, they're gonna be using the same format. Everyone's using this format now. Whoever wants to build the future is using this. Hopefully, this opened your eyes to what's actually happening in the economy in 2026. Thank you.